Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered is finally here, bringing with it plenty of new options, and regardless of whether this is your first time playing Horizon or not, there are several settings you'll want to change to get the best and most enjoyable experience. Trust me, you won't want to miss any of these, so be sure to stick around. Also, a big thanks to PlayStation for gifting the game ahead of release and making this video possible. Anyway, setting number 1 is under the General tab, and it's to change HUD visibility to dynamic. By default, the HUD is always on, but because Horizon is such a visually beautiful and cinematic game, I think it's such a shame to always have that there, reminding you that this is a game when it could otherwise pass as a portal into another world. It just helps you appreciate the visuals even more, and you lose nothing because the moment you touch the touchpad or start to interact with something, it shows right back up. Moving on, the second setting is standby screen mode, and it's to change it to immediate, as by default the loading screens won't actually finish loading until you tell it to. I found this to have caught me out quite a few times, thinking it was just being super slow to load, when in actual fact, it was ready the whole time. Even with it set to immediate, I've still always had enough time to read the loading hints anyway, so there's no reason not to change this, especially if this isn't your first time playing. Setting number 3 is straight below this, and is to disable pickup animations. Now, at first, having a pickup animation for every item is quite nice. However, after a while, or when you're trying to pick up several things that are within a small area, it's really annoying to have to stop at each item just to let the animation play. With it off though, you can just pick things up instantly, saving you a ton of time. Next up are settings 4 and 5, which are the quest and waypoint pathfinding options. My advice here is to determine whether you personally prefer the Explorer or Guided mode, and then go ahead and set that for both, rather than having them be different. Now, when using the Explorer mode, navigating to the quest or waypoint is mostly left up to you, which does of course encourage more open world exploration if that's something you like, but it does also take more time. So if you're looking to get through the game as efficiently as possible, you might want to use the guided mode, which highlights the best path on your map and also guides you during gameplay using a sort of dynamic marker system. This is my preference simply due to how much time guided mode saves, but if you are wanting the most freedom and immersion, then setting both to Explorer would be the best option. Moving on to the controls tab, settings 6 and 7 are at the very bottom of this page and are to enable both auto sprint on foot and auto sprint on mount if you're using a controller. This makes it so instead of needing to press the stick in to sprint, you simply start sprinting after you've pushed the stick forward beyond a certain threshold. This makes movement feel much more natural and fluid to me, as you just go whatever speed you'd expect based on how much you're actually pushing the stick. Just note that this does affect swimming too, so you'll find yourself doing the front crawl more often than breaststroke if that's something you care about. I've got to be honest, a separate toggle here for swimming would have been really nice. Oh, and whilst we're in the control section, I do want to draw attention to the motion aiming setting if you're using a DualSense controller. This is a really cool option that's becoming increasingly common in PlayStation games, and it allows you to aim and look by physically moving your controller around. This is super difficult to get used to at first, but once you do, it allows for a more immersive experience with more control and precision, similar to what you might get from a mouse. Because of that, I definitely encourage you to give this a go, so toggle it on and let me know what you think in the comments. Whilst you're down there, also please consider subscribing, as I'm trying to reach 100,000 by the end of the year, but I desperately need your help to get there, so honestly, it would be so greatly appreciated. Anyway, the 8th setting is under the visual tab, and is specifically for PS5 users. If you're on a standard PS5, you'll want to set this to balanced if your TV supports VRR, and if not, then set it to performance. This will ensure that you get the smoothest possible experience while still enjoying breathtaking visuals. The 9th setting is straight below this, and is to change motion blur to low if you are able to use that balance mode, or turn it off entirely if you're using the performance mode. For PC users, I also recommend turning it off, assuming your game is running at least 60 frames per second. This will ensure that you get the cleanest looking image possible. Right, moving back to the general tab, these next two options are personal preference based and can arguably make the game a little easier, with setting number 10 being under difficulty modifiers, and is to then enable auto heal. All this does is make it so that after a fight, Aloy automatically heals herself with any medical berries you might be carrying, which can help in case you forget to do so before stepping into your next fight. It will also have her automatically use them during fights if if her health ever drops below 50%, so it could save you from death at times if your fingers are maybe too busy controlling something else. Anyway, setting 11 is the next one down, and is weapon wheel slowdown, which controls how much your in-game world gets slowed each time you open up the weapon wheel. Now, the more it is slowed, the more time you have to make decisions here before something ends up taking you out, so setting it to the slowest option will be super useful, especially if you find yourself swapping between different weaponry really frequently. Moving on, setting number 12 is actually less of a setting, and is to just add the game to your playing list on my brand new app, My Backlog. It allows you to easily keep track of your game collection in ways not possible elsewhere, helping you defeat your backlog easier than ever. It's super easy to get started, with the ability to automatically import and sort everything from all your accounts, so if you are interested, it's available for free on both Android and iOS with links in the description. I'd greatly appreciate you checking it out, and honestly, with the amount of features I've packed into it, I'm sure you'll love it. Anyway, if any of the settings in this video did help you out, please drop a like as well as consider subscribing if you want to continue seeing this kind of video for all major PlayStation releases. Additionally, if you're interested in improving your gaming audio experience, you can see my full review of the Pulse Elite headset by clicking the video on screen now.